Hello dear students, I am your educator Raj and welcome to Omnify Education's ICSE Class 10 Mathematics Revision Series. Today we will be discussing about the unit geometry, and under that we will be discussing about the topic mensuration. So basically, mensuration is the branch of mathematics that studies the measurement of geometric figures and their parameters like length, volume, surface area, etc. So to begin with, we will first begin with some basic figures. Like first of all, we will begin with solid cylinder. So this is a solid cylinder. This would be the height of the cylinder denoted by small h, and this would be the radius of the cylinder denoted by small r. So first of all, the curved surface area, also known as lateral surface area, would be 2 pi r h, where r is the radius and h is the height. Now coming to the second point, the second would be total surface area. The total surface area would be 2 pi r h plus r. And third, volume. The volume would be pi r square h, where in all three of them r is the radius and h is the height, and pi, the value of the pi you can take it as 3.14 or 22.7 as given in the question. Now the second part of this is hollow cylinder. Hollow cylinder. In a hollow cylinder, what happens? Like in a solid cylinder, this portion is hollow. So in this case, this would be small r, the radius of the inner cylinder, and this would be capital R, the radius of the outer cylinder, and this is the height h. So in this case, the thickness would be capital R minus small r. Next, the area of cross section. Area of cross section. It would be pi r square, capital R square minus small r square. Third, the external curved surface area would be the same, 2 pi r h, and the internal, this would be capital R, and the internal curved surface area would be 2 pi small r h. Fifth, the total surface area. The total surface area would be the external curved surface area plus internal curved surface area plus the area of two ends. Ends mean this end and this end. So the total surface area would be 2 pi r h plus 2 pi small r h plus 2 pi r square minus small r square. And on simplification, we can write it as 2 pi r h plus r h plus r square minus small r square. This is the total surface area. And the last in this is the volume of the material. The volume of the material. The volume of the material would be pi capital R square h minus pi small r square h. Taking pi h common, it would be r square minus small r square. This would be the volume of the. Now coming on the shape cone. So in a cone, this is the height this is the radius of the cone denoted by r, and this is the slant height denoted by L of the cone. So first, slant height. The slant height is calculated as L is equal to under root r square plus h square. Now second, the curved surface area of the cone. The curved surface area of the cone is pi r L, where L is the slant height and r is the radius. Now third, the total surface area. The total surface area is the curved surface area plus area of circular base. This is the circular base represented by the dotted lines. So it would be curved surface area pi r L plus area of circular base, which would be pi r square. So taking pi r common, it would be L plus r, which is the total surface area of the cone. Now the fourth is the volume of the cone, which is by 1/3 pi r square capital. Next shape is a solid sphere. Solid sphere. This is a solid sphere. Let this be the radius r. So the surface area would be 4 pi r square and the volume would be 4 by 3 pi r cube. Now let us see an example, the figure spherical shape, which is also known as hollow sphere. It is also known as hollow sphere. Hollow sphere. So in this case, this would be the radius of the inner sphere and this capital R would be the radius of the outer sphere. So in this case, the thickness is given by capital R minus small r, and the volume is given by 4 by 3 by capital R cube, the outer radius of the outer sphere, minus the radius of the inner sphere. Now coming on the next shape, which is a hemisphere. Hemisphere. In a hemisphere, let this be the radius denoted by small r. So the first, the curved surface area. The curved surface area of a hemisphere would be the half of the curved surface area of the sphere, which would is 4 pi r square. So the curved surface area of hemisphere would become 2 pi r square. Now second, the total surface area. The total surface area of the hemisphere would be the curved surface area plus the area of the circular base, which would be 2 pi r square plus pi r square. So it would give you 3 pi r square, which is the total surface area of a hemisphere. And the third is the volume of the hemisphere. Volume of the hemisphere would be half into the volume of a sphere, because it is half. So half into 4 by 3 pi r cube, which would give you 2 by 3 pi r cube, which is the volume of the hemisphere. Now coming on the next figure, which is a hemispherical shell. Hemispherical shell, or it is also known as hollow hemisphere. Hollow hemisphere. So in this case, there would be two spheres, and the radius of the inner sphere would be small r, and the radius of the outer sphere would be capital R. So in this case, the first thickness of the hemispherical shell or hollow hemisphere would be capital R minus small r. Now second, the area of the base. Area of base. The area of the base would be pi capital R square minus small r square. Now third, the external curved surface area. The external curved surface area would be given by the outer sphere, which has a radius r. So it would be 2 pi r square, and the internal curved surface area would be given by 2 pi small r square. The total surface area of the figure would be pi into 3 r square plus r square. And last, the volume. The volume would be 2 by 3 pi r cube minus r cube. These are all the formulas based on different figures. Now we will apply these formulas in questions. Now let's take up a question. The first question is: a cylindrical can of internal diameter 21 cm contains water. A solid sphere whose diameter is 10.5 cm is lowered into the cylindrical can. The sphere is completely immersed in water. Calculate the rise in water level assuming that no water overflows. So first of all, we will draw the figure. It has been given that it has a diameter of 21 cm. So the radius would be 21 by 2 cm, and a solid sphere is lowered into the water, into the cylindrical can filled with water, which has a radius r, and the diameter of sphere is given as 10.5 centimeter. So the radius of the sphere, this is d. So the radius of the sphere r would be 21. Would be the radius of the sphere would be 10.5 upon 2, which will give you 21 upon 4 centimeter. And it is filled with, initially it was, let us suppose the water was filled with till here, and after dropping the lead, the water rose to a height h. So the rise in volume of water would be equal to the volume of sphere which was immersed. It means this height with which the water level rose up is equal to the volume of the sphere which was dipped inside the cylindrical can full of. So it would be pi r square h equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. So now pi would get cancelled out. So here the radius would be of the cylinder. So the radius is 21 upon 2, and the height of this is h, and 4 by 3. The radius of the sphere is 21 upon 4, so it would be 21 upon 4 whole cube. So we can calculate the height. So h would be 1.75 centimeter after calculating this. Hence, the rise in water level in the cylinder can after dipping a solid sphere is 1.75 centimeter. Now coming on the next question. A toy is in the shape of a right circular cylinder with a hemisphere on one end and a cone on the other. The height and radius of the cylindrical part are 13 cm and 5 cm respectively. The radii of the hemispherical and conical parts are the same as that of the cylindrical part. Calculate the surface area of the tower if the height of the conical part is 12. Let us draw the diagram. Let this be the cylinder, and it has been given that we have a cone on one end which is a height 12 centimeter and the radius of the cylinder is 5 centimeter. This would be the radius, and this height is given as 13 centimeter, and in its base there is a sphere. So we have what are given, we write the values. H is the height of the cylinder, which is 13 centimeter. The radius of the cylinder R is 5 centimeter, and the radius of the hemisphere is also 5 centimeter. The height of the cone is 12 centimeter, and the radius of the cone is 5 centimeter. So first of all, we have to calculate the slant height of the cone. The slant height of the cone is given by n, which is equal to under root of r square plus h square. So it would be 12 square plus 5 square, which would be equal to root of 169, which is 13 centimeter. So the slant height of the cone is 13 centimeter. So now we have calculated all the dimensions. Now we have to calculate the surface area of the toy. The surface area of the toy would be the curved surface area of the cylinder, the curved surface area of the hemisphere, and the curved surface area of the sphere. So it can be calculated as the surface area of the toy, which would be equal to 2 pi RH, which is the curved surface area of the cylinder, plus 2 pi r square, which is the curved surface area of hemisphere, and plus pi rl, which is the curved surface area of the cone. So on further simplification, taking pi r common, we left with 2h plus 2r plus l. So on substituting the values here, we get 22/7 into 5 bracket 2 into 13 plus 2 into 5 plus 13. On solving this, we get our value as 770 centimeter cube. Hence, the surface area of the toy would be 770 centimeter cube as asked in the question. Now coming on the next question. An exhibition tent is in the form of a cylinder surmounted by a cone. The height of the tent above the ground is 85 meter and the height of the cylindrical part is 50 meter. If the diameter of the base is 168 meter, find your quantity of canvas required to make the tent. Allow 20% extra for folds and stitching. Give your reasons to the nearest meter square. So first of all, we will draw a figure. This is the cylindrical part of the tent. And it is surmounted by a cone. The total height is given 85 meter and the diameter of the base is 168 meter. The height of the cylindrical part is given as 50 meter. Now we have to find the height of the cone. The height of the cone would be 85 minus 50, which is 35 meter. So this height would be 35 meter. The diameter of the base, small d, is given as 168 meter. Hence, the radius would be the half of diameter, which would be 84 meter. Next, since they both share the same base, hence the diameter of the cone will also be the same, and the radius would be also same, which would be 84 meter. Now we have to find the slant height of the cone. The slant height of the cone is given as L is equal to under root r square plus h square, which would be equal to 35 square plus 84 square under root. So on solving it, we get L as 91 meter. Hence, the slant height of the cone is 91 meter. Now we have figured out all the dimensions of this figure. Now we will apply it and find the surface area of the tent. The surface area of tent. The surface area of the tent would be given by the curved surface area of the cylinder, the curved surface area of the cone, and the formulas used would be 2 pi r h plus pi r l. So we can write this as taking pi r on pi r 2h plus l, and on substituting the values we get 22.7 into 84 multiplied by 2 into 50 plus 91. An important thing to be noted here is many times in question it is given as take pi is equal to 3.14 or take pi is equal to 22.7. Whatever unit or quantity of pi is mentioned in the given question, you have to take it accordingly. If nothing is mentioned, you can take anything. So I have taken 22.7, and upon solving this, we get the surface area of the tent is 50424 meter square. Now coming to the second part of the question, it said that you have to add 20% extra for the folds and stitches. So the area of the canvas would be the surface area of the tent 50424 plus 20% of 50424. So on solving, we get our answer as 60508.8 meters square. So as it was given in the question that you have to give your answer to the nearest meter square, so this would be 60509 meters square, which is the required area of canvas with adding 20% extra for stitches and folds. On the last question of the topic mensuration, how many spherical lead shots of diameter 4 cm can be made out of a solid cube of lead whose edge measures 44 cm? So we have been given the edge of the cube as 44 cm. So we know the volume of the cube is a cube, hence 44 cube, which is 85184 centimeter cube. This is the volume of the cube. Now we have also been given the diameter of shot, which is 4 centimeter. Hence the radius would be 4/2, which is 2 centimeter. So we have to calculate first of all the volume of the shot. The volume of shot would be 4/3 pi r cube. Substituting the values, 4/3 into 22.7 into 2 cube. So we get it as 704/21 centimeter cube. Now we have to calculate the number of lead shots made from the cube. So we will divide the volume of cube by the volume of shot. So 85184 divided by 704/21. So upon solving this, we will get our answer as 2541, which is the required number of shots made from the cube. So these were the questions based on the topic mensuration. Now let us discuss some important points to remember while solving these questions. The first is the all units must be same, which means if a quantity is given in meters and some other quantity is given in centimeters, so you have to convert either meter to centimeter or centimeter to meter, which is a common mistake done by the students. So please don't make that mistake. The second is diameter should be converted to radius. In most of the questions, only the diameter is given and not radius, so you have to calculate the radius. and many students what they do is they directly put the value of diameter as radius, so which makes the question wrong. The third is whenever you have to find the any number like number of leads as we did in the question, so what you have to do is you have to take out the bigger surface area or volume and divide it by the smaller surface area of the volume, not the vice versa. So it also makes a big mistake in the question. Last point is that the difference between the total surface area and the curved surface area. The total surface area is generally taken when, if in a question it is asked to use the total surface area. Like in the previous question we attempted of the tent, so tent is always on the side of the walls and not on the bottom surface. So that's why we took the curved surface area of the cone and the curved surface area of the cylinder. We didn't take the total surface area. So these points are to be remembered, and most important thing to remember is do remember your formulas of insulation as discussed in the starting of this video, as majority of the questions are based on the formulas, and if you don't remember the formula, the question will be wrong. So thank you for watching this video and study well, keep practicing, and please do like, share and subscribe.